What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Lamar Dunkley, and I'm back in these YouTube streets with another one. But I'm gonna go ahead and get right to it. And before I even start, let me say this: in terms of medical expertise, advice, opinions, however you want to say, listen. Don't take my advice when it comes to what you want to do with your medical condition or your safety or whatever you want to do to keep yourself safe in these scandemic, pandemic times. Anywho, now that I got that out of the way, YouTube, I don't know if you guys heard, but man, between as of recently with the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines, apparently they giving people myocarditis, which is basically heart inflammation within the heart muscles. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't know what type of side effect they got going on with that, but that shit sounds serious. And now, once again, for those of you who did take the vaccine, that's your business. For those of you who didn't take the vaccine, I feel you. But the reason why I'm talking about this video is because, man, I can't understand for the love of me why the whole media news cycle, they were pushing this to say, hey, listen, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe. You know, take the vaccine. It's your only way back to normalcy. You know, there's no other way. The start or end all is with the vaccine. And I was over here scratching my head the whole time like, I'm not really feeling that. And not even just that. Me personally, my preference, vaccines make me uneasy already, to be real with you. I personally like to go the holistic route. You know, I like to make my food my medicine and my medicine my food. You know what I mean? But in terms of vaccinations and all that stuff, listen, I'm not anti-vax. Don't call me that, because I like to make a clear assessment on what I want to put in my body and what's going to be in my body, longevity, and then some. So that doesn't make me anti-vax. That just makes me anti-stupid, if you want to say. But no, besides the point, I've already assessed the risk since last year of March, when this whole scandemic pandemic popped off. So I'm good to go. But for those of you who are, on the fence or maybe have taken it, you got to ask yourselves, why do they're going through all this trouble between advertisements, paying people? They put a lot of money in not just these vaccines, but the rollout to them. They put in a lot of money into them. And you got to really sit back and consider like, okay, what's really going on? Now, once again, I'm not telling you what you should or should not do. I'm telling you personally, I'm good on it. Because if you telling me that for men under the ages of 30 and under who have taken either the Pfizer or Moderna, ended up getting heart inflammations, like I said, and that's just, I think I read the story after the second dose, if I'm not mistaken, right? So, I look at that and I'm like, okay. Then previously, earlier this year, with the Johnson & Johnson and the blood clots in women, that also jumped off. And here's the thing. Why aren't they talking about long-term side effects, right? With these vaccines? Why aren't they talking about that? Because let's not get it twisted. This is still the experimental trials. We're still in the experimental phases with it. Don't get it fucked up. I mean, look, these vaccines are emergency use authorization, EUA. They are not FDA approved. And you know what's funny? The FDA, they want to get this fully approved, like as of right now, to maybe increase or decrease what they call vaccine hesitancy, right? But what they don't understand is, a lot of people just are like, nah, I'm good. Whether it be people who got the first dose, second dose, or people like myself who are like, nah, my immune system works. My immune system is a real thing. So shit, I think they definitely underestimate that. But really and truly, the fact that they're trying to roll this out and get it fully FDA approved, it's a red flag for me. The vaccine rollout in itself was a red flag for me just by how they're selling it to us. Now, let me ask you this, you guys, right? If you're supposed to take some medicine that is supposed to help you with whatever condition you're dealing with, and you have that condition, Do you think someone needs to bribe you to take something that you know you need and you know that is beneficial towards your health? Okay, so what's a red flag for me, and I don't know about you guys, but a red flag for me is how they're trying to bribe us to get the vaccine, those of us who have not gotten it, right? Now, I think the bribery will work for people who are kind of on the fence with it. But for people who know what time it is, and for people who got their mind made up, predominantly since last year and then some, you know what I'm saying, free thinkers, independent thinkers like myself, and probably you guys out there too, man, listen, they already know we good on that. But what they're trying to reach out to is the people who are still on the fence. Now, with the people on the fence, man, I just got to tell y'all, man, listen, if it's not a red flag to y'all that you got states like Ohio selling $1 million raffles for people who have already been vaccinated, right? Basically, and incentivize people who've already had it, like a little pat on the back, and probably, of course, bribe more people to get it. You got New York City, right? They have what they call Vax and Scratch. And then over in Seattle, Washington, right? They're quote unquote giving you weed for a vaccine shot, you know, joints for jabs or jab for joints or something like that, something ridiculous. And I look at all of that and I'm like, dude, if I knew I needed something for my health benefit, I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't gotta convince me or bribe me or try to incentivize me. If I know I need it for my health and predominantly to help me move forward, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do something. You don't have to bribe me to do something that's good for me. And y'all gotta think about that. I'm just saying, YouTube. You guys have to think about that. Critical thinking, common sense thinking. Listen, I'm just a 9-to-5 dude who's just giving my common sense thoughts. But I'm challenging y'all to just think about it, dude. Like, if this vaccine is the start all end all and the virus is so bad, why aren't people just lining up? Not the people who were already trampling over each other to get it. I'm talking about now the everyday common folks like us and then some. You know, they're trying to reach out to us. Now, once again, for those of us like myself who got our minds made up and know what time it is, and we looked at all this and we're like, we ain't feeling that, we good. I think we're going to be all right. But unfortunately, I am worried about them trying to put the pressure on us, quote unquote, mandating these vaccines. And, you know, I don't know what route to go from that point. I'll be jobless. I'll tell you that. Because if my job or I can't come into a grocery store or whatever, man, listen, unfortunately, I'm built for it to get ugly. I'm built for it. Still don't know what I'm going to do, but I do know that I'm not taking the jab. But that's just me. Like I said, preference. You guys do what you want to do. This is not me telling you what to do, what not to do. However, I am saying just do some critical thinking, dog. Do some more critical thinking, you know? And also, there's a panel of... my fault. I thought the video fucked around and stopped on me. Anyway, y'all, sorry about that glitch. But there's a panel of clinicians, scientists, and I believe doctors and patient advocates who formed a citizen's position to stop the CDC from fully approving the current vaccines. Reason being, and I'll have a link to what I'm talking about in the description. I will have that link. Reason being because what these experts, and mind you, these aren't experts that they tout up on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, NBC, ABC. These aren't the same experts that they tout up on those networks. These are just everyday experts who practice the same thing that they put these health officials within on CNN. These are the same type of experts. They're just not put in display in front of your everyday face. But anywho, they came together because they felt uneasy about not only just the rollout of the vaccine, but the rush to fully get it approved. Now, these are experts talking now. Once again, I'm going to leave the link in the description after this video. But these are experts, and they got some concerns. You feel me? So if experts got some concerns who aren't being propelled on CNN, MSNBC, NBC, and so forth, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to listen to them because it doesn't make sense if they keep saying trust the science, but it's only one set aside of science to trust. If you got to trust the science, you got to trust all of it down the scope. you can't trust the science on one side that's sponsoring the narrative. You got to trust the science on all sides, that the people who have nothing to gain but just really want to put out genuine factual information on what's going on, and of course the other side who has something to gain. So I look at that, between the crossfires of that, and like I said, a lot of people need to be enlightened to know what's going on. Now, like I said, I'm not trying to advocate for people not to take the vaccine, and I'm not saying shit, don't take the vaccine. All I'm saying is, if you haven't already, man, just do some research, do some digging, do some critical thinking, man. That's all I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, for those of you who did get the vaccine, man, listen, y'all don't know what the side effects can turn out 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, 15 years from now. You just don't know. And the fact that the media is so easy going to just say, oh, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe, take it, safe. That should be alarming to you, that these are people who are quote unquote experts, who they put up on their news networks to say, oh, it's safe, do this, we've tested it. At the end of the day, man, listen, man, these vaccines are, shit, they damn near experimental. Speculation, YouTube. But in my view, these are all experimental vaccines. And I, for one, don't want to be a guinea pig. So, I mean, I just challenge you guys to just think about it. Like I said, do some critical thinking. Use your common sense. Common sense, while it's still cheap. And that's really all I got for y'all, man. Just be safe out there, man, and just protect your mind, protect your energy. But until next time, YouTube, I'll be back on these YouTube streets. I appreciate y'all, man.